Hey Radical fans, today's Radical Rundown, we're going to talk about short oil patterns and long oil patterns. And the reason we're going to bring that up is because you get a lot of questions on how should I play the lanes and where should I play the lanes. So basically, the longer the oil is, the further inside you have to play. If the pattern is very long, you really can't play out by the gutter, out by the 5-board or so, because the ball's not going to have enough time once it comes off the spot to get to the head pin. It's simple physics. So most people, when the patterns are longer, they migrate towards the center of the lane, closer to the pocket. Maybe your break point will be 13 or 14 down lane. Whereas if the short oil pattern, your break point's probably going to be somewhere around 7 or 8 when it comes off the oil pattern, down lane. Again, use that 31 rule. If it's 40 foot of oil, subtract 31. That's where your ball needs to be when it comes out as a rule of thumb. It's not cast in stone, but that's where your ball needs to be when it comes out of the oil pattern. So you look down the lane, you figure out where the friction is going to start, and that's where you want to target your ball to come out of the lane, out of the oil, into a roll, going towards the pocket at that point. Okay, so when you look at a short oil pattern, you can migrate further right. On a long oil pattern, you have to migrate further left, simply to create enough distance between the end of the oil line and the pocket. And as I said earlier, if it's shorter, you can play further right, and if it's longer, you have to play further left. So let's talk about the surface. What's ideal? Well, ideal is a bad word. It works on how you throw it and what you're bowling on and just the overall conditions. But a rule of thumb, if you move in because it's a heavier oil pad, you probably have a little more surface on the ball. You want to get that ball to slow down quicker. If you're playing further right, you don't need as much surface because you don't want the ball to slow down too quick. It slows down too quick, it starts to roll forward, you're going to leave corner pins. If you're playing in the middle of the lane where there's more oil and you're using a shiny ball, it'll never slow down. You'll be going past the break point and behind the head pin. So the part of the lane you play is going to dictate what type of surface you want to use on the ball and the strength of the ball. If you want to use a stronger ball and play in, that's fine, but you're going to have to match that surface up so that the ball doesn't burn up. If you're going to swing the lane, you got to be careful. Too much surface, too much ball will burn up. When the short oil patterns come, using a symmetrical ball with a lower differential and a medium cover is probably going to keep you in play longer, allow you to go straighter and stay on top of it longer. And that's the key to playing straight. Stay on top of it without having to open up your angles. On short oil patterns, on longer oil patterns, move in and use the middle of the lane for hold and keep the ball closer to the pocket when it comes out of the oil. And that's today's Radical Rundown. Hit the subscribe button. Give us your comments.